going to be a little bit different. As we wrap up our virtual holiday club, we're going to look at the Armour of God and look at some of the highlights from this week. So grab your drink and a biscuit and let's do this.
When you're stuck at home with time to spare, can't go outside, you're not going anywhere. Why don't you pull up a chair or pull up a stool, tune into Virtual Sunday School. With a craft to do and a story or two. Say hello to Nat, she's stuck at home too. Why not tune in to Virtual Sunday School
Holiday Club? Now the Armour of God can be found in Ephesians chapter 6 verses 10 to 18. It's made up of 6 different pieces. Let's have a look at what those are. So first up, we have the belt of truth, then the breastplate of righteousness, feet of readiness that the gospel of peace brings, the shield of faith, the helmet of salvation, and finally, the sword of the Spirit. Now each day this week, we looked at a different piece of the Armour of God in more depth. Those daily videos are still available on our YouTube channel, so if you missed out, quick, head over and have a look. Now, one of my favourite stories from this week was when we looked at the helmet of salvation. So let's head over to Dare for a great rescue story. Dare, I am after a story all about the helmet of salvation. So maybe a story about saving.
Oh, savings?
Yeah.
Did you say savings? Here at the Story Emporium, we're all about savings. I've got 50% off on stories on flamingos. Flamingi? Is it plural? Flamingi? Maybe. I've got buy one, get one free on tragedies. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh, no, I meant not a story about savings, a story about being saved or rescued.
I think I've got something for that. In fact, I've got just the ticket. A woman caught adultering. A wonderful rescue story.
Sounds great. Let's do it.
So, once Jesus was out with his friends. Jesus. And a group of Pharisees and religious men came marching up to them. Then, with them, they brought a woman. You see, she was sad because the Pharisees and the religious leaders, they were shouting, "Teacher, teacher, this woman has been caught committing adultery. Under the law of Moses, she must be stoned." You see, adultery, which is cheating on your wife or your husband with someone else, is really bad. But back then, it was really bad. People would drag you from your house, they would all get stones in their hands, and they would throw them at you and kill you. Not a nice way to go. See, Jesus was a peaceful, loving man. And the Pharisees, they wanted to catch him up by getting him to take part in a violent act based on an old rule. So Jesus bent down in the sand and he started to draw. We don't know what he was drawing. Maybe he was writing something, maybe he was drawing pictures. But what we do know is that everyone stopped and paid attention. Jesus stood up and he said, "Let him amongst you who is without sin throw the first stone." Then he bent down again and carried on drawing. They were all stood there, stones in their hands, but no one wanted to be the first. Obadiah, the old man, he wanted to throw his stone, but then he remembered he'd been mean to some kids earlier that week. Perhaps he'd been too angry. He couldn't say he was without sin. Tobias, the shopkeeper, was there, but he hadn't always been honest about his sales. He wasn't without sin. Judith, the baker lady, had lied to her sons that week. She was a sinner. And Benjamin, he was secretly having an affair himself. He dropped his stone very quickly. Soon, there was no one left with her except for Jesus. Jesus looked at her and he said, "Who is left to condemn you now?" No one. Of course, there was one person. There was Jesus, God's perfect Son, the only one of us without sin, and by all rights, he should have thrown that first stone. But he didn't. He looked at her and he said, "Neither do I condemn you. Go and sin no more." In that moment, Jesus taught us all that none of us is perfect and none of us should condemn anyone else. Even when she was caught red-handed, Jesus offered nothing but forgiveness. "Neither do I condemn you." And the stones that should have been thrown at that woman that day, thanks to Jesus, stayed in the sand.
Wow. Jesus really was a great guy.
He really was.
So, how much do I owe you?
Since Jesus paid the cost for us so long ago, and he's still paying it today, I guess I could do you this one for free.
Oh, thank you. That's fantastic. I guess I really am your favourite customer.
Not even close.
Over the week, Ollie also led us in Armour of God themed games. Check out this one about the Sword of the Spirit.
As you can see, they're already ready for our game, and today it's my absolute favourite game as we play Balloonageddon. Now, in this game, Jordan and Darry, as you can see, are covered in balloons, and they will have 45 seconds to pop as many balloons on the other person as they can. The person that pops the most amount of balloons wins. But as you can see, they've also been equipped for the task, and they have their mini swords of the spirit. Now, it's worth saying at this point, please do not try this game at home. As usual, I have specially made this equipment for the studio. Okay, it's not safe for you to play this game at home. Jordan and Darry are expendable. But remember, friends, you are not. Yes, you may well get injured in this game, okay? Here we go. Those are the rules. Let's play Balloonageddon. 45 seconds on the clock. Off you go! Oh! That's what. Oh! I'm popping my own. Jordan's popping his own. Oh! Make sure you keep count. Oh! Oh! Darry's got a good defense. Oh no! The helmet's obscured his. Come on now. Oh, he's lost his helmet. Attack, Darry! Attack! Oh no! Watch his face! Yeah, oh! Last one! Last balloon! This is it! This is the final showdown! The final showdown! 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1! Oh! Oh, friends! Yes! Friends, Jordan has won the game, which means Jordan gets a pie to the face! Yay! Well, my friends, thank you so much for joining us in the Epic Games arena for the last time. It's back to Nat.
One of my favourite challenges that Rob brought to us this week was when we looked at the Belt of Truth, and he made up a game called the Conveyor Belt of Truly Good Memory.
So now, I've got a challenge for you guys. We're going to play it with Darry. Darry's going to have a go, but I want you guys to join in at home live as well. Okay? You're going to have to see how well you do. See if you can beat Darry, all right? And as we're looking at the Belt of Truth, we've got a very tenuous tie-in with our conveyor belt of truly good memory. That's the one, the conveyor belt of truly good memory. And we're going to have 15 items appear on our lovely conveyor belt. Conveyor belt, you can have it in the Emporium afterwards, you know, just thinking shopping.
I would love that.
It's all about the workflow. Right, so we're going to have 15 items on our conveyor belt. You've got to see them and memorize them. Then you're going to have 30 seconds to try and remember as many as you can, all right? So memorize them as they come past. 30 seconds to get as many of the 15 as you can. You ready?
Should I start memorizing now?
Well, I mean, you got a bit of a head start. All right, you ready?
Yes.
And off we go. The conveyor belt of truly good memory. We have a globe, the entire world. We have a set of dice. We have a pair of binoculars. A box of tea bags. A set of paints. some washing up gloves, a precariously balanced explosive bomb, a set of tools, a small key, a thing of flowers, a thing, that's the one, a Bible, a water pistol, a cuddly toy, a keyboard, and a large suitcase. And there we go. All right, so I've got a horrible feeling that might have been 16. Was the water pistol there before? Anyway, let's see how many you got. Let's see how many you did. You're gonna have 30 seconds. Jordan, you got 30 seconds on a watch? Okay, 30 seconds to remember as many as you can. Joining in at home, see if you can beat Dare. Go, 30 seconds.
There was a globe. There was 2 dice. There was some binoculars. There was some flowers. There was a water gun. There was a bomb that was precariously balanced. There was some tools.
Yep.
There was. Ah, this is so much. There was a keyboard. There was a suitcase.
Keyboard.
9, 8, 7.
I think that's me.
4, 3, 2.
So much harder than it seems.
How many did you get, Ollie?
9.
9. All right,
that's
so
not bad.
that was not bad. That's pretty good.
Not bad.
9 out of no, we're not doing handshakes at the minute. No. I know there's the temptation. 9 out of 15, potentially 16 if Jordan accidentally put a water pistol on. Oh, because Samson nicked one of the items. Okay, so 9 out of 15. How did you do at home?
Overall, we have had a fantastic week, and lots of you guys did too. Suiting up in the armour of God each day is really important, and as Christians, it means that we are going to be ready for any spiritual battles that we might face. This week, loads of you guys suited up with your armour of God, and we're going to feature some of those photos in next week's Virtual Sunday School. So quick, if you haven't already sent in a picture of you in your armour, then do it now! As usual, you can ask your grown-up to send it in to us by visiting our Facebook page, our Instagram page, or by this email address. Now, in last week's Virtual Sunday School, before all of this Virtual Holiday Club stuff, we made some mobiles. Because we are away at Virtual Holiday Club, we've not been able to get those photos in this week. But don't worry, I've seen them and you guys have done a fantastic job, so well done! We'll be back with our normal Virtual Sunday School from next week. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. See you next week!
Why not tune in to Virtual Sunday School?
Holiday Club!